Well, it's looking pretty ominous. It's been flooding south of here, and we've got to go pick up and head to Mississippi. So we got to figure out a route around all this flooding because I-29 is closed. And hopefully, it quits raining long enough that I-90 stays open, because I got to go that way to go around it all. So let's get going. Up here in Sioux Falls, and it's been a heck of a couple of days. Had to get the truck fixed, blew out a tire, and then I had a leaky wheel seal, and just odds and ends in maintenance. The tire was gnarly though. Ended up having to change 3 tires because as we were working on the 2, we found a nail in a sidewall on a 3rd one. So we went ahead and they actually had some runouts up here at the shop, and we did some horse trading and swapping, and I got 3 tires out of the deal, and not a bad deal. Then they found, like I said, they found a leaky wheel cylinder or wheel seal, so we got that corrected too. Other than that though, I mean, it's business as usual. That's what happens. This is the second time this has happened when I've been on the highway and I run over a strap. I try to miss them because just for this reason. The first time was in the dark coming out of the truck stop, and I saw this one. I tried to swerve to miss it, but it's rush hour, so clipped it with the inside front dual, and I heard it in the truck just whoosh, 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 whoosh. She was gone. It happens. So you fix it and you go on. So according to this, I got 52 minutes till my 34 is over. I was this close, and I got some time, so I figured I might as well take it. But we got to get out of here. Looks like some more stuff's moving in, and if it doesn't rain anymore, well, maybe we'll get out of here. So you see, I'm up here in Sioux Falls, and this is all closed, but when you zoom in, I mean, it's pretty bad. It's about a 25-mile strip there, and you got to be real careful coming out of here, so oof. So you got to watch that. That was flooding yesterday. So if we can get over here to Albert Lee and go down this way, I think we'll be all right. As you see, most of the storm is to the south of me. It's moving out, but it's still dropping a lot of water. So we got, like I said, we got to head over this way. So hopefully we'll find out, I'll tell you that. Got the weather radio going in here. They said we're at flood stage right now at 15 feet. It's going to crest at 21, and it's not going to start receding till Tuesday. So I probably better get out of here. But let's go get this trailer, and yeah, let's start booking that way before they close that road. So we're here. We got the trailer hooked up. Now we got to go find our paperwork. We got our bills. That's good. That's good. They've been loading these things so heavy, I'm not even going to move the axles till after I scale it. They've been loading them so heavy towards the back. Now we've got to check our seal here and then look at the roads, and we'll see what's going on. I don't know if you can see it, but you got all sorts. You can tell it's humid out. They got vapor coming out the bottom. This one too. Well, I guess that'll have to work. I'm not going to fret myself over 20 pounds. I don't think anybody else will either. So let's get back on I-90, start heading out. The road's closed in Austin, so thankfully we're going to be turning south about 20 miles west of there. So check the weather one more time and let's get out of here. So the road's open and everybody's driving horribly, like usual. So we're gonna head that way, and let's head. Well, we got to head east before we can head south, I guess. So let's get going. So we stopped here in Iowa to get some fuel, do a half-hour break. But about 250 miles on so far. Not earth-shattering. Weather's great. It's still cloudy, but it's clearing up and the sun's out. So I like that. This truck does so well on fuel, I very rarely hit diamond status anymore. This truck does really well on fuel. Checking my tires here. Had to replace this one last night because it had a nail in the sidewall. But that one also had a leaking wheel seal. It's coming off defrost, so that's fine. So good about that. These are the two we replaced yesterday, so put the runouts on. Give my trailer one more walk around and check the seal and all that. I always check the fuel caps. And every time I get out, I make a habit to check my fifth wheel pin. Yep, there we are. Fuel caps are good. According to this, I got 8 minutes left and I've done 259 miles. Not earth-shattering. So as we came across with all the flooding and all that, it was bad. You can see where it'd come across the road a few times, why it was closed yesterday. And as the rain continues to fall down south, the detours are closing, more and more roads are closing. And like the detour to come out of Sioux City to Sioux Falls is closed, it's flooded. 81 is closed, it's flooded. The U.S. highways are closed, it's flooded. This is why it's so important to do your research. I get the map to show me the truck routes. I use the Google Maps to show me where the roads are closed. And I never follow Google Maps in a truck, especially not when you're doing state highways, county highways, and whatnot. It'll get you in a lot of trouble. So I think we're out of the woods on this one. I don't know what it's gonna be, but we need to get south of Iowa City. So let me finish up my time here. I'll catch up with you on the way south here. So let's get going. it's the next morning. It's pretty humid out. It didn't rain. This is from me using the APU. So I guess need to go get my coffee. We'll do my pre-trip and hit the can. I won't take you along for that. And we can get going. It's sticky out here. I mean, it's just, everything is just wet. So, yeah. Part of why I get up so early when we're going south this way is we have to get around St. Louis. Normally on a weekday, you get up pretty early. If it had been a weekday, I would have already been an hour down the road. So you just want to get around the loop, but it's just easier, cool driving. It's going to be a hot one today, so about 20 to 5. You can already see the sun starting to come up. So yeah, we see a light in the sky there, so yeah. Get this cleaned off here. Things banging away here. Every time I get new tires, I get a little nervous. Start messing with valve stems, things go flat pretty quick. I need to top that off. The condensation out here is just unreal. It's just dripping. Nah, I'm very grateful I have my APU. At night it works pretty good, but during the day when it's up 90, 100 degrees, what you kind of have to do is get the truck as cold as you can, and while it's cooling, shut all the curtains, and then crank that APU on high, and it'll maintain it. But if you try to do it from a dead spot, this thing will never cool off. They just can't keep up. Part of the problem is these condos. If I had a mid-roof or a flat top, it would keep up a lot better. But let's get out of here. One of the most important things you need to do in the morning, especially with the way DOT is acting, is to make sure that you get your logs certified every morning. Only did 550 miles yesterday. Yeah. There's also something else people seem to forget, and I forget it too. Where it says log here, hit that. You scroll up. This thing, there we are. Make sure that you have your trailer number and your shipping ID in there. Now, you got it on this one too, but I was told the DOT wants to see it on that particular screen. But just check that out and make sure you get everything logged every morning. This is the kind of stuff they're busting people on now. With E-Log, nobody's really ever over their hours. Well, they are, but it's obvious. They're busting people on supporting documents and PC move. And PC move is the big one. According to our safety meeting, people in Washington want to get rid of it. It would be absolutely detrimental if we couldn't use it. But the problem is, so many people are abusing it. And I think a lot of people are abusing it because they just don't know how to properly use it. And a lot of people just don't care, but whatever. Let's get out of here. I rolled the windows down, but once we get some air moving over this, all this fog will go away.
Baby, read the fine print. I've got baggage and it's all Gucci. Don't get too attached to me. Everybody act like the answer. One love like in the movies. Wasting precious time.
So right now we're about 80 miles from St. Louis. Sun's starting to come up. It's 75 degrees outside, and if I walk outside, I'll get a bath. So yeah. But 80 miles to St. Louis, that's basically to the river. So we're going to hit the loop in about 40 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes. From basically where I come into to the river, it's 41 miles. So People seem to forget that part. These cities get spread out, and there's a lot of suburbs and whatnot. So let's get on to I-70 here in a few minutes, and we'll start heading towards the loop.
Glaring design flaws can't keep love. Built from a love song. No, I'm not only with solo and solely exploring what I need. Cause dozens of times I swear that I knew when the wisdom was scanty. Doesn't mean I was broken, so open. I gave and 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 I. And if I'm better off alone, I breathe and embrace it on my own.
Well, I stopped just south here of St. Louis. I'm gonna grab me a shower real quick. And you look around, this is why I didn't come here last night. It's got a big enough parking lot for sure, but the majority of these trucks are all static. What I mean by static is people just dumped all their stuff and went home. So yeah, so the parking lot's full up with unoccupied trucks. We've talked about that enough. Anyhow, take care of my brake here, and we're going to top it off with reefer fuel and then keep going. Well, it was sunny when I walked in. I think the rain's coming, so let's get going. I was going to top the reefer unit off here, but I think I'll wait till I get a little closer. Yeah, a little further south. Stop there in Blytheville, Arkansas. I think would probably be the best place. And we're gonna have to check the map, check real quick and see if well, we'll check it down there, but check and see if I-55 is open. The bridge in Memphis has been closed for about 2 weeks, so we'll check that and get going. Sit here and check my tires and my refrigerated fuel. We're at half a tank, so we're good. Always check your fifth wheel pin every time you get out and get in. About 20 years ago, a bunch of guys thought it would be funny, and it was like an epidemic. Guys thought it was funny to pull pins, and you had guys dropping trailers everywhere. The people thought that was just genuinely a funny gag. Thousands of dollars in damage. So I check it, getting out, getting in, if I'm by it, I check it. I don't make any excuses. If I'm not sure, I get back out, I'll check it. It's 4 feet that way. So yeah, you've got to just stay proactive, because some of this stuff just ain't no good. These people are just no good sometimes. So we're here at our second stop. I have to deliver just on the other side of those trees over there. It's hot. Of course, you know, just sitting here, you generate heat, but it was 96 when I rolled in. I guess we'll see if the APU can hold up. I just heard it fire up. It's not happy. So going through Memphis, the I-55 bridge was open. It's been closed for 2 weeks, so that was the first time I'd been over that. Not bad. It'll be nice when it's completely done for sure. So I'm glad that's open. So I guess we're just gonna hang and chill out for the rest of the night, and guess we'll just pick this up in the morning. It's the next morning at the Regal, and guys have found a way to make it difficult. You come in facing that way, but for some reason everybody's coming in from the other way and stacking up because nobody wants to get behind the van that's over there. Nobody knows why he's there. And people are watching out in the back. But generally speaking, it's just another day at the Regal. For all of you guys who remember this place back in the day, this is worlds better than it used to be. It used to be just that back row over there. So this curved line right here was the limit of the old truck stop. There used to be basically a cliff, that was it. And the truck stop was only this wide down to here. This field was just full of trash and trees and weeds and whatnot. And you could fit about maybe 15 trucks in here. So the guy told me what it cost to just do this concrete here. And he said that was something like $270,000 just to do all of it. Of course, you realize with the truck stop, it's got to be almost a foot thick. So yeah, and then they redid all the rock and graded everything out. And he said they would love to concrete the rest of it, but I figure for them to completely finish this thing out, it's probably going to take a cool mill. And, you know, as much as these guys would like to do it, they said they're just going to have to do it a little at a time. Just because, well, that's just the way it works. And they've really cleaned it up. I mean, it's got a decent deli in it. They've got a deli in the back now. It's got showers. It's got diesel fuel. It's actually an asset to the community and something that truck drivers need. It does charge to park here, but I don't mind paying directly. It's cheap, you know. And he said it was because when he didn't pay to park, guys were just dropping their equipment here and they weren't spending any money. Yep, I don't blame him. And when it's not a third-party app like a lot of these places are starting to go, and he actually does have real trucking services here, I don't mind paying. And I've spent a lot of money here. These are good people. So anyhow, we're going to be headed over here in a little bit to the stop over there. So I'll take you there, and we will conclude the video at the customer. So let's head to the delivery. It's time now, so let's get over there. It's literally a 3-minute drive over here. Got a 2 o'clock appointment, and they let you in an hour early, but it depends. I usually show up about 10 minutes for that hour because there's always a line, so I'm really never late. But they're giving us the doors now. They got my doors, so I got to take the trailer over to the other side, chalk, drop, dolly down, disconnect, drop my paperwork off, and then we'll wrap this thing up. And there's our door right there. So we're in the door. Let's get this thing dropped. Woohoo! Now this is where it gets tricky. Drop this, you drop this. You cannot let this truck jerk with these E-logs, or it might actually put you on the drive line. I've had that happen. So you got to be real soft pulling this thing out. There we are. Let me go turn my paperwork in and we'll wrap this thing up. It's properly hot out there. Ooh. That was one of the reasons I didn't take you with me, and truthfully, I'm not going to film on property outside the truck. So now we wait. Now, one of the things I didn't talk about was I bounced back and forth from PC to PC. Use it very sparingly when you stop, go off duty. Don't sit there on PC. Realistically, it doesn't do anything different. But if you're on PC 35, 40 minutes, when they pull your logs, they notice that. Let me tell you how. The FMCSA has their own software. It doesn't matter what log system you use. When you download your logs, it cross-references through and runs it through their system. And you can ask any DOT officer this, he'll tell you the same thing. When they see PC, every move is all color coordinated down the list, and PC happens to be a very brilliant color. I think he said it was brilliant blue. So they're not going to worry about little tiny blips, just slivers. When they see blocks of it, that's what they're going to look at. So what I'm doing here is not giving them blocks to look at. So that's why I used it very sparingly. I used it sparingly to get over here. I used it sparingly to get back to the truck stop. But to get back to the truck stop when I got here early, I used it sparingly to get back to the truck stop. I went off in a line. I had a total of 9 minutes over 2 days at PC. They're not going to notice that. So that helped. As for the load, well, this load was typical, yet it had its own little complications. The only real complication I had was when I left Sioux Falls and it was 60 degrees and flooding. So got my resources together, grabbed a map, found the quickest way out. It didn't really add any miles on. And well, added a few miles on, it didn't add any more time. So I made it around all the flooding, got down to where I needed to be, and they opened up the roads yesterday morning and everything's closed again. The rivers are cresting today, so be today and tomorrow they're cresting. So it'll be something to watch for if I go back that way. Made a plan, got down here in a timely manner, went off duty, did the things I was supposed to do, and made it with my load safely in a timely manner. Sometimes that's just what has to happen. This is one of the things I've talked about a lot in my videos, and that is time management. You know, it's just something that comes with experience and time. You know, you just have to start learning your run, learning how you operate, learning where things are, and having a good grasp of time and distance. And truthfully, in 4 or 5 years, you'll be throwing this just out at random. You'll just know how to get places. And it just takes time. So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Just a quick video about just this run. I didn't have anything really special about it. Just a day in the life of a truck driver. Just dealing with what we deal with. Nothing out of the ordinary. So I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching. Be safe out there, and we'll catch you next video.